Hello folks, Happy New Year to one and all, and welcome to E.T. Restorations. It's the first time I've been in this shed for many months, and the reason being basically is because A, I couldn't get in here, B, I didn't want to, and C, most importantly, I didn't have the barrel back for the NH80 Honda. Guess what? It's fixed. Let's take a look. Let's get some lights on, shall we? Right, okay, here it is. It has been rebored. Thus, my friend Dimitri and Costa have come good. They are engineers and they are prepared to do rebores for you. If you would like that done, contact me and I will give you their number. So yeah, it's spot on. The piston is absolutely perfect. It's got 2 thou clearance. So Dimitri has says to me, you can rev it to whatever you want to rev it to. It will not seize up. It will be spot on. And it going from 80cc, it's probably nearer 100 now with that oversized piston in it. So he's done a cracking job. And he did say the bore was very ovalated. So hence all the burn marks on that piston. It stood true, didn't it? Anyway, okay, yeah, all things good this end. I am okay. It is all good. The sun is not shining, but hey, what can we do? Right, I am going to crack on with the NH80. That's what this video is all about. But first things first, I really need to sort this stuff out. I've got tools everywhere, stuff everywhere. I've had things coming through the post that I need to do. A million and one things. Take a look. It is just a bomb site. There was a huge thing there which I've just moved on, so that's gone, and now I can actually get into my shed. But as you can see, it is properly bonus notius signora. There are things everywhere. There are tools out that should be away, just literally stuff that I've sort of grabbed quickly to do things in the house or to the car or whatever. The car is a different matter. That is really bugging me at the moment. But there we go. Yes, the starter motor, I need to replace my O-ring I fitted in there with a metal ring. And what I did is I found a very thin keyring thing, and I sort of opened it up. And if I open it up some more and make that actually circular, that will do the job of holding that so it fires out properly and returns, more importantly. Then that will be ready to go back on the bike. Anyway, there is nothing now stopping me getting this engine back together. There's a case over there. There's just literally, it's a bomb site. So I need, first things first, I'll have a good tidy up, get rid of, put all things away that need putting away, get rid of these boxes. I mean, what we got in here? We've got gold brake levers for the burger. Just have a quick look at that. Look at that, beautiful. Adjustable brake and clutch levers, and it even says Bergman on it. How snazzy is that? Now the reason they are gold is because the wheels are going to be gold. I'm going to put the wheels gold. All the little knickknacks on it will be gold. Let me just show you some other little knickknacks that I've bought for the bike. I think they're in here. Let's have a look. Don't look at my address. La 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 la. This is really cheesy and tacky, but I've got some gold bolt covers, so like brake calipers and such. Yes, I know I'm a big tart, but I'm going to bling that Bergman right up. It looks dull, bland. The wheels, they were an alloy colour, and someone hastily sprayed over it with the wheels rotating, I guess just with like a satin black, and it's horrible. So I need to do all that. I've got the brake calipers all to change. The pistons and the seal kits all to change. I've got so much to do on that bike, but I'm concentrating now on the NH80 because I can't wait to take delivery of the BSA Aerial A3 tricycle, moped, scooter, shopping cart, whatever you want to call it. I want to get the FZ50 out. I want to get MOT'd. I need to get the CB250 RS. I need to get the wiring loom sorted over on that. I need to get that running properly. The idle circuit on the carburetor is absolutely fine. It idles beautifully. As soon as you start to rev it, it bogs down, so there's something wrong with the main jet galleys or something. I need to just take it off, blow it through, whack it back together, and sort that out. That will be going, I think. And the reason I say I think is because I've went round the block on it once, but it was all bogging down, so I've not really had a proper ride on it. And people say to me, when you've ridden a CB 250 RS, you will not want to part with it. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with that, as to how I go forward with that situation. I can't keep all the bikes I do. The Ariel A3 is staying, the Burger's staying, the FZ50 is staying. I love the look of this NH80. I really, really do. It's almost perfect, isn't it? With the price of fuel going up, rocketing like it is. I've even been looking, don't shoot me, at electric scooters. I have been offered 2 brand new electric scooters. They are red and black, same as the NH80. More on that a bit later. I've not actually had a look at them yet. And the guys that have these scooters is Costa and Dimitri, who did the rebore on the cylinder barrel there. So that's all good. There are downsides. There are no keys with them. There are no paperwork. They're not registered. And there's no batteries and no chargers. So that's an awful lot to take into consideration. They are not, I say they're brand new because they are brand new. They're not historically new because they are about 5-year-old. They've been in Costa's shed since 5 years ago. So I am going to go there to his garage, lock-up, shed, workshop, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take some photographs, which I'll put on a bit later, hopefully, and I will do some homework, photograph all the numbers, chassis numbers, etc., and find out what make they are, what kilowatt hour the batteries should be, what make it is, basically, and do some homework just to find out if you can get the battery still, and chargers, etc., and basically how much is it going to cost. Because if I can get them at the right price, they just want to move them on. They bought them in a job lot of car parts from a reputable source. Unfortunately, the guy lost the keys, so I think it's just a generic barrel, and I have at least one here in my drawer. Anyway, that's enough waffling about other things. As you can sort of hear, I am up to my eyes in stuff, and I just can't wait to crack on. So without further ado, I'll catch you in a second. I need to clear all this up, and then first things first, before I whack all this back together, I need to do some serious porting on this barrel. So I am told by young Dimitri, he said you really do need to get in there with your Dremel and give that a good old polish, because it is so coarse and rough. It stops the real super flow of air and fuel mixture. So I will be porting for the first time ever that NH80 barrel. Things to look forward to, eh? Anyway, cool. Thanks for looking. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Thank you for all your kind messages over Christmas. Peter Shepherd, it was great to talk to you, sir. Andy McCall, top guy. Thank you for all the stuff you sent me last year to help me out. You even managed to source me the handbook, maintenance book for this NH80. Albeit a different year, it's basically the same, just the panels are a bit different. Clogsy Goodwin, Mr. Clive, thank you, sir. One major thing with Clive, thank you, Clive, is going to send me, he's upgraded his GoPro, and because I'm doing all my recording on the phone, so it's a little bit wee, a little bit woo, he's very kindly, he said to me, I'm going to send you my GoPro Hero 6 Black. Flippin' heck, mate, top guy. So then I can have that fixed point, recording properly, and if I need to do any zoom in work, I'll use my phone hands-free with that. Sorry, the GoPro will be hands-free. So, you know, guys, I can't believe the response. You go above and beyond the call of duty to help me out in my little shed of wonder and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, which is beating very, very strongly. I'd like to thank you. Okay, let's crack on. Okay, bore is nicely oiled just to protect that surface. Before I get into porting and polishing that barrel, there is a big elephant in the room. And I don't mean me, I mean the engine itself, the crank. Okay, there's no point whatsoever going this far and just, why is that looking a bit wonky? Or is it me? I don't really know. There's no point in me going this far and leaving those vulnerable seals in there and in there. So I need to make a puller to get this crank gear off of there. Now there is a plate that Suzuki do, Honda do, sorry, Suzuki. That Honda do is a great big plate like that. It's about 4 or 5 inches long, it goes right over, and it's got all this special wizardry on it that you bolt into these holes to secure it, and then you crank on it and then it pulls this gear off, and then you can tap through the crankshaft to remove it thus. Now I don't have the luxury of this metal plate, so I have come up with plan B, because I did try this before, didn't I, with said spanner. Do you remember that? And I put that in there and that went into there like so, and I tried to wind it up and everything. Now all I got really was bent spanner, didn't I? That one's the good one, obviously, and this one, oh no, it's just gone back to shape. And there's the other one, which is a brittle one, so that's cool. But neither of those worked, so I've come up with a more solid, sustained jobby. This is my little Jimmy bar. Okay, it's just one of them. It's cast, it's iron, and I've drilled through 2 6mm holes thus, and I have got to put that now in there like so, twist it around, so that's basically in place. I just need to pop that little washer or spacer just under there like so, just to take up the slack, and I need to rotate that around a bit further. Why is that going a bit wonky? I don't know, do I? Right, there we are. So that's basically where it needs to be, but where it's on an angle, it's all sort of wobbly and wonky. I'm going to get it up in a minute up on some wooden blocks to sort of level it off, and I'm going to apply pressure to these 2 10mm nuts, and just till it gets to the biting point. I'm going to go around another couple of 360 turns on each nut, and I'm going to apply heat to here, and hopefully do these nuts up, because the bolts will expand, therefore they will increase in length. So if I do the nuts up another couple of turns and then just let it cool off, it should pop off of there. But like I said before, it's not a tapered shaft, it is a standard straight shaft, so therefore that's going to have to be tugged all the way up. So I've got to have some good tugging action going on there. Finnar, yes, I'm back. So yeah, I mean, it's a plan. It'll either work or it won't it? But I need to get in there to get the crank out, to get the oil seal or crank seal replaced, because it's imperative. The crank on a 2-stroke completely relies on pressure. If those seals are gone, that pressure is just going to leak out. You'll have no compression, and you'll just get no start, basically, or at least very, very hard to start. So that's the plan. I'm a bit grubby, tummy's grumbling, I need a brew, so I'm going to pop inside now, have some mulligatawny soup. Oh, by the way, Jock McTavish and Tarquin, beg your pardon, they send good wishes for the new year. So I've spoken to them on the phone earlier. So yeah, those people have been asking about Tarquin and that. Yeah, they're fine. They've had a great Christmas, COVID free, and they're cracking on. And they might make an appearance actually a bit later. But anyway, let's get on with this stuff first before we get into the science. Right, one more thing I need to do is I need to find a new variator. Now, various groups online have said to increase the rideability of the bike, change the variator out. This is the standard Honda Variator, which, you know, I mean, it does its job, but on closer inspection, let's get in there close. Where did I see all that nasty pitting? There's some pitting on there, you can see it. Now bear in mind, this is where the V-belt sits on here, and as you accelerate, this moves outwards and the belt goes towards the centre. And as all of you know, you guys, when you get towards the centre on the roundabout, you don't get flung off, do you? Because it's when it's going extremely fast. That's the whole thing about a variator. It opens and closes the V and increases and decreases the speed of the bike. Now, if it's got great big pits in there, it's going to just eat through the walls of this belt horrendously. Now let's have a look at the other side. This is even worser. See the pits there? They are pretty cack. I mean, look, there is no smooth surface whatsoever under the microscope. Now, yes, I could sort of lathe off this area here between the top of where the belt sits and the inner where the belt sits when it's going top speed. I could do that, but all that will do is increase the speed. Hang on a minute, that's what I'm after, isn't it? No, I'm just mucking about. I'm not going to fanny around with that. It is dead on its feet. And the other end of the variator where the belt goes is here. This is the drive clutch, as you can see, and it's got a nice big spring in there. See the spring? So obviously that spring centrifugally allows that to compress. I did do it just now, but more importantly, look at the state of this in here. Oh, where's my GoPro, Clive? That is absolutely horrible, and that will be like sandpaper to that ball belt. That is horrible, isn't it? And it's not just a little bit, it's all the way around. So I need to take this apart, undo this spring. There is a proper clamp you can get for this, but you know me, I don't want to get involved in no tools, no specialist tools. I make my own, or I make do. I have done a drive clutch before on a scooter without the aid of a safety net, and it worked out. I was just giving it some beans, and I got it sorted out, no problem. I have compressed this spring. Yes, it is tight and tough and hard, but it's not as hard as me, is it, geezer? Right, so I'm going to snap on that a bit later. Top tip, when you're playing around with this gubbins, you've got the 3 friction surfaces that rub on the inside of the drum, which transfers the drive via that to the rear axle, which rear wheel goes onto there. So you need to protect these surfaces. You don't want any grubby, oily fingers on there. So I'm going to go around here with some masking tape. Just do 2 or 3 layers. It protects that surface from me, basically, and I can crack on there. So top tip there, bit of masking tape around there, sorted. Okie dokie. Right, brew, tummy's grumbling. I'll catch you in a little while. Oh boy. Well, my trick has worked. Look and diddly look at this. Got it off. Right, let's just we don't even need to undo those. I put the super duper grips on so I could hold that and then hammer action the 10mm nut down. Okay, so I did that one about 6mm, did that one 6mm, did that one a bit more, did one, bang, the whole thing just went boing. So let's take these off. One-handed isn't easy because they are bloody swines. Okay, let's do that one then. Let's get that one out of the way. God, bloody hell. Let's use daddy one to free baby one. There we go. So that's them out of the way. I used tie wraps just to stop the head slipping out this way. But Right, now we're there, we can just take that out of there, he says, like so. Oh, bugger, I'm going to need to snip that, aren't I? I ain't got no snippers. I used to have. Snippers! Where are you? Let's have a look in this side. Snippy, snippy, snippers. Where the hell are they? Oh, well, that's as good a pair of snippers as any, innit? Let's get that off of there. God, right here. One. Two. Buckle my shoe. 3, 4. Knock at the door. Alright, so let's undo tool of the decade there, like so, and put that to one side. That's really cool, isn't it? Hasn't compromised the leverage of that at all. I'm going to whip this top one off. Nuts. Take the top washer off, and then just slide this gear off of there. There we go. Now I can tap that back through, hopefully, and get on flipping it. That didn't have to go with a bang. I can tell they didn't even use any heat. It was there ready. I thought, as I've got the tie wraps in there, that's just going to go ping straight away and melt through the tie wraps. So I just thought I'd give it a go, and it worked straight away. 100% happy bappy. Okay, now there is the oil seal. I'm just making note of the orientation of it. Obviously, the inside part that sort of splays out when there's pressure applied to it is crank side, and hopefully I've got some sills somewhere. Let's have a look. I think one of these two should be the crank sills. Well, it's not that one because it's slightly too small, so that one must be for the reverse of there. Let's have a look. Yes, spot on. So this one should be slightly bigger. Let's have a look. Is this a 31? Yes, this is the 31 by 20 by 7, which basically means 20mm hole in the centre, 31mm outside diameter by 7mm there. So let's pop that over there. And that is it. That is the seal. Great. So I've got crank seals to go in there. I knew I bought them, but I couldn't remember where I put the flipping things. But of course I put them up here for safekeeping. Right. I've just got to tap that out now. So what I'm going to do is I will put that on there. I don't want to damage those threads. So we'll do that flush. So that's flush with that. I'm going to open the drawer, and I'm going to give that crankshaft assembly a swift smack with the Timmy mallet, I think. Let's give that a quick tap, see if that just pops out. Yeah, it just falls out. Okay, that's not going anywhere fast. So I'm going to need something with a bit more twang on it, I think. Hockey docky matey, and really need to get this somewhere so it's stable. It's not really doing a lot there. I don't really want to put any of it in the vise because it's alloy and it might get squished. Right, I'm going to put you away for a minute and see what I can do with two hands. Who knows? What a result, eh? Top job. Again this time tomorrow. Where's my cricket bat gone? Here it is, the old lathe cricket. Remember that? Turn it on the old lathe. Oh dear. Right, let's get some weight on here. Let's put the bore on there. Just need a bit of weight. So there's enough springiness there now. With a piece of wood on there, that should drive out the crankshaft. Let's put some sort of padding in there, because it's going to fall, hopefully, down there. Right, just make sure I'm not banging on the crankshaft. You ready? Should we crack on? Yeah, that worked, didn't it? Raw! Raw, said the lion. No, not that one. Right, I'm going to hold that on there whilst supporting this with my finger. That should give me a little bit more something. Oh, fucking flip save. Nearly fucking swore then. Shit, man. Right. Stop bloody falling over. Oh dear, that didn't sound very good. Suit you, madam. Let's try again. Let me hold it there. Give it a good old... Oh, for fuck's sake. I need a bigger one. Why is that doing that? What is going on here? What's appertaining? Right, there's lippage on there. So why can't I... Lippage on there. Oh, I see. There's actually not quite a... There's not a lot there to be... Right, okay. No. 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 I think it's moving. I think it's moving. If it isn't moving, it's gonna move. I've got a block of wood I can put under there. Come here, blocks of wood. Come on. To me, to you. To you, to me. Oh my goodness. Can't find any. I put them away that well. I really need an extra pair of hands, don't I? Paul, what are you doing? Right, here we go. Well, hey, bingo, bingo, bango. Oh, baby. I need to get my feeler gauges down into there just to make sure we've got the right amount of play. That feels brilliant, to be honest. The Woodruff key's still in there, that's not buggered off. Superb. Okay. Right, I'm going to turn that off there because I need another brew and I need to go to the loo. Right, well, we are getting there. Because I've managed to knock this crank area out, I've managed to clean around here, under there, and I've also, most importantly, been able to clean this surface because you had the crank coming out here, so I couldn't get that anywhere near my cleaning tool. So that's beautiful now, ready to accept the new gasket. There's the bearing. The bearing is beautiful. I will check to see if I've got any of that size. Just if I've got them, I will change them. But that is beautiful. I've tapped out the old seal. Where is it? There it is. Let's put a bit of light on. That's nasty, isn't it? That corrosion where it was sat in its seat. Where are we? Yeah, open end towards the crankshaft. So as the pressure builds up, it pushes this inwards against the shaft. You imagine it was in that way, the air would just, the pressure would just go straight past and into this variator area. So yeah, that goes in that way. Now what I did notice is that is very tired, and by what that I mean is, if you look at that gap in there, the recess around there, and then look at the recess on the new seal, look at that beautiful gap there. So this will be tighter seal on the crankshaft, whereas that's tired, and that is junk. So I am so pleased I just went that extra mile to tap that out of there. Brilliant stuff. Cool. That's going to pop back in a minute once I've cleaned up that seating area. Now I've gone around the whole thing with IPA, the isopropyl alcohol. Brilliant stuff. I've got my little stippling paintbrush. That's great for getting in all those nooks and crannies. This was like a rusty brown colour. It was so I've Wiped it out with the old cloth, look, there it is, and super duper. But it's not a lot now stopping me putting this thing back together, is there? Again, I've gone along this surface with the gasket face cleaner, thus, so it's literally ready to go back together. All the dowels are in, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just got to whack all the gears back in and go from there, really. Another good thing, I'm glad that I didn't have to put heat on this, is because the Suzuki plate that goes across this engine here, on that half of the engine, to lift this pulley out of place, has 4 bolts. So therefore you've got uniform pulling pressure trying to pull this out. Where I just had 2 in there, and if I applied heat, that might have sort of, you know, made it go out of shape. So I'm really chuffed to pieces that is. So that is tapered. Okay, you can see it's tapered. So my eyes were deceiving me. Where's the crank gone? There it is. I did put a little blue mark, if you can imagine, that gear's here. So yeah, that shaft is uniform, but this part isn't. What the gear was set on, I didn't know that, did I? But of course it had to be a flipping interference fit, didn't it? So anyway, I put a little blue line across there, so as I was pulling, I would have noticed movement up the shaft because the blue line would have disappeared. But as it went kapop, anyway, it was that quick, it made me jump even. But good job, well done, so pleased. I cracked on, and now I can fit this little baby and fit the other seal in the other part of the housing. Get the gaskets out. There's the gasket kit ready to go on. All the bits and pieces there. So yeah, that's going to call it. I'm going to call that a day, I think, and the end of this first episode for a long time. Anyway, guys, thank you for looking. Mozzie alert. No, not today. Thank you. Thank you for looking. Yeah, hit that like button. It does help me along the way. I get no financial assistance from YouTube or anything like that. I don't have Patreon because we just do these things to help us each other out, don't we? Mozzie, look, I don't like hurting animals, but I could always start a New Year's resolution. So there we go. It's all for a bit of fun and to help each other out. So, grand, fantastic. Anyway, thank you for watching. E.T. Restorations. I'll see you next time.